Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, today a man guilty of manslaughter in the stabbing death of his boyfriend will receive his sentence. We'll have more on that case just ahead this morning.
The 10-year anniversary of Comair Flight 5191 crash is tomorrow. Details of the special ceremony to commemorate that coming up.
And police have a warning about fake money being circulated in the area. We'll tell you about that and have your weather forecast for the weekend on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning, and thanks so much for starting your day with us here on WKYT This Morning. I'm Andrea Walker.
And I'm Bill Bryan, and it is good to have you with us. Good we're to Friday, your first Friday on this shift.
I know, can you believe it?
You've done great, though.
Well, thank you.
You're just...
We're having fun.
Looks like you're sleeping just fine, right?
Trying.
Not here. Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Caldwell, who's in today. Good morning to you.
And good morning to you guys. So far, things are feeling a whole lot like summer out there, and that's what you'd expect this time of year. We're wrapping up August, but we are still holding on to that heat and humidity. It's the 26th day of the month, so we've got a few left. 70 right now in Lexington, Frankfort, Mount Sterling, Danville, Somerset, Middlesboro, Harlan, all right at 70 degrees. And throwing the humidity makes it feel a little sticky out there as well. Defender Radar Network quiet this morning. We look at our hour-by-hour run. Daytime highs today probably end up in the low 90s with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Only an isolated threat. Most of us will remain on the dry side on this second football Friday night, too. Again, like last week, most of us should be in pretty good shape other than the heat. We will track the shower chances coming up in just a few minutes.
Yeah, other than the heat, which is
Right.
hard to ignore.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Jim, thank you so much. Let's get to the news this morning. Today, a Fayette County judge will be sentencing a man who was found guilty of manslaughter.
Police originally charged Matthew Donahue with murder in the stabbing death of his boyfriend. WKYT's Mike Byer is live with more on what we can expect at today's sentencing. Mike?
Matthew Donahue will soon learn his fate when a Fayette County judge sentences him later today. Last month, a jury found Donahue guilty of manslaughter and the stabbing death of his boyfriend, Todd Shoemaker. Donahue had been charged with murder. Police say Donahue stabbed Shoemaker last year at the couple's home. Police think Shoemaker was stabbed up to 70 times. The jury recommended Donahue serves at least a 10-year sentence. A judge will make that final decision later today here at Fayette County District Court. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Today, a man accused of killing his daughter's boyfriend will face a Rowan County judge for the first time. Police say Teddy Johnson shot and killed Marvin Adkins Tuesday after an argument. They say after Adkins was shot, he left the house, then staggered across the street before collapsing in a field. Police arrested Johnson a few hours later. He's scheduled to be arraigned this morning at 11 o'clock. The 10-year anniversary of Comair Flight 5191 crash is tomorrow. 49
people died when that plane crashed trying to take off from the wrong runway in Lexington. And tomorrow there will be a special ceremony to honor the victims. Our Michelle Chamberlain is live now with details on that. Michelle?
Yeah, 300 family members and friends of those victims are expected to be out here tomorrow morning here at the Arboretum to honor the 49 lives lost on August 27th. 2006. The memorial will take place where the 49 bird sculptures are located, those birds representing each of the lives lost in the crash. Inside each bird is a permanently sealed container filled with mementos from loved ones. Each victim's name appears at the base of the bird, and what we're being told is likely to be the final public memorial. Tomorrow morning's 10th anniversary memorial service will begin at 10 a.m. The public is welcome to come out here to the Arboretum to see the service. Now, if you do, you're asked to bring a lawn chair. Parking will be available in lots near Commonwealth Stadium, and LexTran will provide free shuttle service to the Arboretum. Now, coming up at 5:30, we'll tell you a little bit more about that service. We'll tell you who's going to speak and who is expected to be out here tomorrow morning. Live in Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Michelle, thank you very much. By the way, we will have live coverage of the memorial service tomorrow here on WKYT beginning at 10 a.m. You can also stream the service at WKYT.com.
Police are warning about fake money that's fooling businesses around Winchester. They say they found hundreds of dollars worth of fake money in just the last few days. While counterfeit bills usually do not pass the ink test, police say these recent counterfeit bills are making their way around Winchester, and they do pass that test. They say the only way to tell if they're real is in the lower right-hand corner of the bill. There's a picture on Real 20s that you can see if you hold it up to the light. Police say the counterfeit bills don't have this picture. They say to call them if you think you have one of the fake $20 bills or you know who's making them.
State police are looking for a teenager missing from a Rowan County foster home. They say 17-year-old Brianna Gregory and 15-year-old Layla Hood walked away from Sunrise Residential Care in Moorhead last Thursday. Police say Gregory was found last night, but Layla Hood is still missing. If you think you have seen her, you should contact Kentucky State Police at their post in Moorhead. And a woman in Harlan County is looking for the owner of a dog that she found in a garbage bag. Melissa Sargent Lewis posted this video to Facebook. She says she saw the bag moving on the side of the road and decided to stop and pick it up. And then she found the dog alive inside. At last check, no one knew who had left the dog there.
Police have arrested a man who they say used a public library computer to look at child pornography. Somerset police say they were called to the Pulaski County Public Library on Tuesday after people complained about 30-year-old Ricky Gary. When they walked up to him, police say he was looking at a child porn image, so they arrested him on the spot. They say at that time he was on release from a halfway house and was not allowed to use the internet. Police say he was already facing federal child porn charges. Police hope surveillance video will help them catch some burglars who broke into a Boone County business. It happened early Monday morning at McGlasson Farm Market. The video shows two men looking around the stand outside the building, but police say they only got away with an empty cash register.
We used to have an old-time cash register sitting right over on that counter there. Hadn't used it for 20 years. We did use it when my dad and uncle first opened the market. They apparently broke into it, broke the door off. I could see there wasn't any money in it, but for some reason they picked it up and carried it out.
Farm owners say it's the second time they've dealt with a burglary this summer. The burglars didn't get away with much the first time either. So far, police haven't made any arrests.
Now 5:07 on WKYT this morning, and in national news, police in Mississippi say they do not have many answers as they try to figure out who killed two Catholic nuns in their home. One of the victims, Sister Paula Merrill, was a member of the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth, which is based in Nelson County here in Kentucky. She was originally from Massachusetts. Police say she and Sister Margaret Held were found dead yesterday in the home they shared in Durant, Mississippi, near Jackson. Police say it does not appear the two were shot, but they are not sure how they were killed. They say there were signs of a break-in and the nun's vehicle is missing. Police have not made any arrests in this. They say Merrill and Held worked as nurse practitioners helping the poor.
UPS plans to expand its shipping hub in Louisville. Company leaders say the expansion will create 300 new jobs. UPS will spend $300 million on the project. The companies say it will speed up the process and the shipping hub near Louisville International Airport. The expansion is expected to be finished by 2020.
Always good news to get some more jobs in the Commonwealth. Well, we have a traffic alert for you this morning. State highway workers will be repairing potholes along a stretch of Richmond Road in Lexington. They'll be working between Eagle Creek Drive and Lakeshore Drive. State highway leaders say pothole patching is a rolling operation, so they want drivers to watch for those flashing arrows that will be directing them. The work will be taking place between 8:30 this morning and 3:30 this afternoon. So give them some room to work out there. Got to get that done.
And know it's going to be there before you leave.
Exactly. All right. It is 5:08 on WKYT this morning, and we are just getting started.
Thanks for joining us today. A monument of bravery caught on camera. A campus cop frees a skunk. We'll be happy to see this one and not smell it. That's coming up after Jim's forecast.
And Amazon is getting into the car business. Also an update on interest rates. That and a lot more coming up in today's Money Watch report.
And we are going to be tracking a lot of steam, showers, thunderstorms, especially as we get into the weekend. It's a typical summer run around here. I'll break it down.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
70 out there this morning. That's to start off a normal summer morning around here. Now we should be around 66, but this is at least in the same area. Now you throw in the humidity, and that's why we are stuck in the low 70s out there at the moment. 73 toward Jackson, 72 Moorhead. So the point is, it's a little bit warm and sticky to start things off here on this Friday, and it'll continue into next week as well. We're not going to catch any break anytime soon. We had one early this week, but that will be a distant memory. Defender Radar Network is quiet. Everywhere we look across Kentucky, no showers, thunderstorms. To the north, though, we got a frontal boundary that's one you would really like to get in here and push it all the way through because it could clean things up for us. It's just not going to do it. And it's really not that potent of a front anyway, so we're just going to have to wait and see what happens over the next few days here with more showers, thunderstorms, and some activity going on to our south. Now, today, Saturday, and into Sunday, we're going to keep this tropical air mass around, so don't expect any relief because it's going to stay on the sticky side. Daytime highs in the low 90s each day here in the next 3 days, including today, all the way through your Sunday. So throw in the humidity. Makes it feel mid and upper 90s. You might even run into a triple digit. So we could be talking about heat index values around 100 as well. There you see those highs getting up to around 90, 91. Isolated chance of a shower or a thunder shower going up. You can see the moisture in eastern Kentucky. Better chances to our north where the frontal boundary is still hanging out. We'll advance. We go into your Saturday. Start the morning off again, very close to where we are at this moment, with a few more isolated showers and thunder showers into the afternoon and evening hours there. Again, front is well off to our north. At this point, we're starting to get it in on a warm front lifting again, more toward the north, which opens up more heat and humidity for us around here. We get into Sunday, and that's when we run into our better chances of showers and thunderstorms. Now, again, they're still going to be on the scattered variety, but there's a little more organization to this type pattern compared to what we've had. And it holds steady through the afternoon and into the evening hours. We're also watching the tropics very closely because the impacts of a system developing out there could very well have an impact on maybe your Labor Day forecast. What we're looking at are spaghetti plots, and that's just different models showing you where they think this tropical system could very well go over the next several days. And you notice, obviously, most of them saying, yes, definitely into the Gulf of Mexico, but it could impact us in the long term. That's something we're going to watch very closely, especially for all those folks that are already happy about that Labor Day weekend coming up next weekend. Well, might have some issues to deal with. We'll just have to watch and see with this one. It's going to be a tricky situation in the tropics. 90s, guys, common from now on, it feels like.
It looks like it, yeah, for a while.
At least for a few days.
More summertime, right?
More summertime.
Jimmy, would you help a skunk?
Absolutely not. No, thank you.
You're a smart man.
Yes.
Well,
And
I figured the answer would be.
Yeah, my dogs always want to, of course.
Of course they do.
Of
Of course they do.
You got it.
You know. Well, sometimes campus police don't get enough credit for the things they do to keep campus safe. This next story highlights one University of Arkansas police officer's brave and questionable actions.
Right. You have to be pretty courageous to help out a skunk, right? Take a look here. A skunk on campus had a cup that was stuck on its face. That's a problem. 2 campus officers kept a close eye on the little stinker, and here's the moment of bravery. Corporal Golden suddenly reaches down, grabs the cup, and he yanks it right off before hightailing it out of the spray zone.
Now, I wonder...
Look at him.
Oh,
He moves on. Yeah, that
I would
skunk
too.
couldn't
Oh,
respond
did he trip?
quickly.
Did he? No, he
I
think
did.
Poor thing.
He still got away, though. Skunk didn't chase him. That's
Phew,
good. I
that
guess the
is
skunk
good.
was thankful. Good to have you with us on WKYT this morning on your Friday. 5:16 is your time, bright and early.
When we return, a look at your money.
A big speech from Fed Chair Janet Yellen could hint at the direction of interest rates, and Amazon offers a new way to shop for cars. I'm Brooke Silva-Braga in New York. Those stories and more coming up in your CBS Money Watch report.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
We're rolling up on 5:20, and it's good to have you with us here on this Friday morning. We're going to make a great day and a good weekend out there, right?
Absolutely.
All right. We could learn today if federal interest rates will be going up.
And Amazon is getting into the car business. Brooke Silva-Braga has the latest on your money.
We could learn today if the Federal Reserve is likely to raise interest rates next month. Fed Chair Janet Yellen will address the annual meeting of central bankers in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Some economists say conditions are ripe for a rate hike, and Fed leaders have used Jackson Hole in the past to announce or hint at major policy shifts. Wall Street will be watching. Yesterday's stocks slumped, the Dow losing 33, the Nasdaq down 5. Volkswagen will compensate its franchise dealers in the U.S. with a $1.2 billion payout. It's compensation for losses suffered after the automaker's diesel emissions cheating scandal. And Amazon is getting into the car business. The online retailer unveiled a new search engine on its website that allows customers to comparison shop for vehicles, parts, and accessories. You can also buy parts and accessories on Amazon, but the company is not selling cars, at least not yet. That's your Money Watch. For more, log on to CBSMoneyWatch.com. In New York, I'm Brooke Silva-Braga.
Well, there's been a big loss this quarter for a major ride-hailing company.
Bloomberg reports that Uber has posted second quarter losses exceeding $750 million. This after losing $520 million in the first quarter. That puts Uber on track to lose more than $1 billion in the first half of 2016. According to Uber's head of finance, huge expenses for Uber's drivers are responsible for the majority of the company's losses globally. One expert says the company is still maintaining a huge growth.
That's interesting, to have that kind of growth and not making money. Yeah.
I think Lyft might be contributing to that. Yeah.
Could be, yeah. All right, 5:21 on WKYT on your Friday morning. Hey, it's good to have you with us. Let's get this day going. More news on the way.
And sports is on the way next.
Next week, the UK football Wildcats get this season underway, and that means former offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson comes back to Lexington. One of the players will talk about that. John Calipari addresses the situation with Derek Willis, and you'll hear from him next in sports.
Little on the muggy side to start this Friday morning off, with temperatures still running steady in the upper 60s and mainly low 70s. That's what you're going to find more of out there for us. And we'll continue to see this during the next few mornings, upper 60s, low 70s, all the way through the weekend and into next week. So plenty of humidity out there. Here's our high school football forecast as we head out tonight. Here this evening, kickoff usually right around 7:30 or so, and we're talking about an isolated chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. And I do mean a very isolated chance. Most of us stay on the dry side, and you can see by halftime and especially toward the end of the game, we're just talking more about the air mass around you. Mainly dry, very muggy conditions by the end of the game. So another sticky night out at the old ball field as we head out and about tonight. Now, let's get you up to date on the other sports going on around the world.
It was back to the practice field for the football Wildcats yesterday afternoon. Mark Stoops' team, and the serious game planning is underway for the season opener against Southern Miss. One of the biggest stories next week will be the return of Shannon Dawson. He was fired at Kentucky, now the offensive coordinator at Southern Miss. For the Cats, will it be an advantage or a disadvantage?
I think it's definitely advantage, because we know what he'll do, and he might change some things up, but we just got to go out there and play, and it's great to go against Coach Dawson. He's a great guy, and I enjoyed him while he was here because I got a chance to go against the offense he ran all year on the scout team, so it's going to be fun to play against him.
In June, UK forward Derek Willis was arrested for public intoxication. Yesterday, John Calipari said he's met with Willis and will not suspend the senior for any games. Cal said his players are already under a microscope, so he's constantly reminding them it's different here at Kentucky.
I don't throw people under the bus. You guys know how I am, and we deal with every situation in its own right. We gather the information, and Derek knows that he's under a different eye now than he was, but I'm not going to tell you specifically what we did and didn't do. I'm not going to write your stories and do all that stuff, but obviously he and I have talked a few different times.
Yeah, John Calipari's Celebrity Softball Classic is this Sunday at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Proceeds will aid the flood victims down in Louisiana. Gates open at 4:30. A home run derby will start at 5:30 and the game at 6 o'clock. It was the home opener last night for the UK women's soccer team against South Florida in the 11th minute. Marissa Bosco gets it to Gina Crossetti, and the Cats are on the board. Still in the first half. Here's Bosco attacking, and she's going to sail it inside the near post to make it 2-0 Kentucky. But USF with 3 unanswered goals. Jordan Tuttle puts the Bulls in front, and South Florida wins the home opener for the Cats 3-2. That's a look at sports. It's finally Friday. That means high school football later tonight. See you then.